All right, I want you to picture your best salesperson. Got him in your head? Okay. Now, what if I told you that you could have a salesperson who works 24/7, never calls in sick, never takes a vacation, and is an absolute pro at closing deals? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to turn your website from a simple online brochure into that ultimate salesperson. Let's dive in. So let's just get right to it. Be honest with yourself for a second. Is your website truly your number one salesperson out there hustling for you day and night? Or does it feel more like a lazy employee who just kind of sits there looking pretty but costing you money? Hey, if you're nodding along, don't worry. You are definitely not alone. It's a super common frustration for so many businesses out there. And this brings us to what I like to call the digital dilemma. It's that painful gap between all the money and effort you pour into your website and the disappointing results you get back. So let's pull back the curtain and see why this happens so often. Okay, so this right here, this is the vicious cycle of a website that's just not working. First, you're basically invisible. Your competitors are snagging customers that should be yours. Then, even if you get some people to your site, it's like a leaky bucket. They show up, look around, and leave without buying anything. Your site might even look outdated, which just screams, "Don't trust us." And all your different marketing tools are clashing instead of collaborating. And the result of all that chaos? You're pretty much just lighting your ad money on fire. And the bottom line is this. You're bleeding cash, your team is frustrated, and your business is stuck in first gear. You know you have so much more potential, but your own website is the thing holding you back. But here's the good news, and there is good news. There is absolutely a way out of this digital mess. It all starts with a really simple but incredibly powerful shift in how you think. It's time to stop seeing your website as just a thing, a static object, and start seeing it as a dynamic, active growth partner. And this, right here, is the game changer, the digital revenue system. Now, I know what you're thinking, another buzzword. But no, this is different. Look at these words: engineered, transform, and predictable engine. This is about building a well-oiled machine that is designed from the ground up to systematically turn clicks into customers. I mean, this comparison says it all, right? On one hand, you've got a website that's basically a dusty old brochure just sitting there, costing you money. On the other, you have a tireless, automated salesperson, an engine that's actively driving growth. It's the difference between a liability and an asset, and you get to choose which one you have. So how do you actually build this incredible machine? Well, it's not magic. It's a plan. The insights for this explainer come from a digital growth agency called FOSIA, and they've laid out a blueprint for turning websites into revenue generators. This is all about strategy, not just guesswork. Think of it like building a house, right? First, you need a rock-solid foundation. That's your strategy, the why behind everything. Then you need excellent construction. That's the technical side, the how. We're talking about a site that's lightning fast, looks amazing on your phone, and is built so Google can actually find it. And finally, you need that ongoing maintenance to keep everything running perfectly. That's continuous growth. Every single step is absolutely crucial. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's move from theory to reality and see what this system looks like out in the wild. For this, let's take a little trip to the beautiful hills of Rwanda and check out a company called Rwanda Mountain Tea. I mean, they produce some of the best tea in the entire world, but their online presence just wasn't doing it justice. So they teamed up with FOIA, and the results, well, they speak for themselves. So the promise was a tailor-made, high-performance website, not just a pretty face, but a powerful business tool. Now, let's see if they actually delivered on that promise. Let's look at the evidence. And here we go. This is where the magic happens. Just look at this e-commerce store. It's so clean, it's professional, it immediately builds trust. Imagine being a customer. It's so easy to find exactly what you're looking for, whether you want to just shop for yourself or buy wholesale. Every single element, from this simple navigation to that big add to cart button, is designed with one goal: make it completely effortless for customers to buy. But a great website is about more than just slick design and easy buttons, right? Another key promise was to deliver hard-hitting copy. Words that don't just describe the product, but actually grab your attention and make you want to buy. This is just brilliant. Seriously. Instead of a boring "welcome to our website," they hit you with 4 reasons to drink more tea. See what they did there? They're not just selling a product, they're selling an experience. They're selling a health boost, a moment of calm, a world of amazing flavors. That's how you connect with people on an emotional level and turn a casual browser into a loyal fan. So, what happens when you combine a really smart strategy, flawless execution, and completely irresistible storytelling? Well, you get a website that isn't just a website anymore. It becomes your most valuable employee. It becomes your #1 salesperson. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to what the client himself had to say. A new image, daily work, the future of our online business. That word right there, future, that's everything. This isn't about a quick paint job, it's about building a foundation for real, long-term, sustainable growth. And here it is, the final piece of the puzzle. Right at the very bottom of their page, you'll find this small but really important detail. It's like the artist's signature on a masterpiece, the final proof that this was built by true craftspeople who stand by their work. And that brings us full circle. After seeing what's possible, I have to ask you again, is your website your hardest working employee or is it your laziest? Is it an asset driving you forward or a liability holding you back? Honestly, the way you answer that question could decide the future of your business. Something to think about.